Alright, my name is Eliezer Montaño. This is the task 8 of English 5. And what I'm going to do now, or in this video, is that I'm going to make a presentation of this task and like the topic of this unit is, or at least of this task, is superstitions. So I'm going to be talking about some cases of superstition, and basically that I'm going to divide this video into two parts. The first one, talking about some superstitions of a specific audio that we listen to, and the other part, or the other video, like the other section of the video, is going to be about the superstitions of my family, right? So let's get started. First, I want to start. The name of this part of the first part of the video is sorry, I forgot the name is Around the World. So I'm going to talk about the objects of the first audio. The first object is black cats, right? So here in Colombia, when we talk about black cats, we tend to think, first of all, because of their appearance, they look kind of evil, they do bad things at night. They are always related to witches and things like that. Halloween, they are all related in this case. So here in Colombia, it is usually thought that black cats are, like, if you see a black cat in front of you, like you're walking by the street and all of a sudden you see a black cat crossing the street or crossing in front of you, people usually think that you're going to have 9 years of bad luck. Why? Because as you have noticed, that cats, it is said that cats have 9 years. I don't know if you have seen the movie Puss in Boots, El Gato con Botas in Spanish, Puss in Boots. So you see that people usually say that cats have 9 lives. So that's why if you see a cat in front of you, then you're going to have 9 years of bad luck. So the other one is dreaming about a serpent holding you. That's another superstition that is very common. And here in Colombia, it is believed that when you when you dream about a serpent holding you, it basically means that something evil is going to happen. And once again, why? Because if we go back in time, or at least I think that a story that's very common and very popular between us in the entire world, which is the story of Adam and Eve in the Port of Eden. You know that the serpent is in the Bible is related to Satan. So like in the beginning of the creation, Adam and Eve were in the Port of Eden, and that they had a direct connection with God. They had all the benefits of the Port of Eden. They could eat from all the fruits they want. They could stay in touch and play with the animals. They could do whatever they wanted to. But as you know, Satan comes, and then he makes the woman. He makes Eve to eat from the prohibited fruit, a fruit that she could not eat from. And it made like a separation between God and humanity, right? So taking this into account, most of the time serpents are related to bad things in Colombia because of what happened in the Port of Eden a long time ago. So whenever someone dreams about a serpent, at least an ugly serpent, we can say, like an ugly serpent, and like holding you or harming you, making you some damage, like maybe biting you, it means that probably something wrong, something bad is going to happen in your life, or maybe that you're going to go through a difficult situation in your life. So that's like basically the main meaning of dreaming about serpents here in Colombia. And another one is the full moon. Well, here I've honestly I haven't heard too many stories about full moon, or I haven't heard superstitions about this. I but I do know that, or I've heard at least, yeah, I think, yeah, I've heard some girls saying that if you like, if they cut their hair, right, if they have like, yeah, they have long hair, and if they have, I don't know how to say it in English, I think it's death hair, like hair that it's no longer useful, or hair that needs to be cut, then if they want to cut that hair, they have to do it during full moon, because I think they do it. Well, it is said that that they do this during the full moon because their hair can grow faster if they cut it during a full moon. I don't know how true this is. I think that this is not proved scientifically talking, but it is what it is. It is what people say, right? And that's why these are superstitions. Also, another case of full moon, or another superstition that is very common and that I see or that I hear, is that what is the other one? I forgot. Oh Jesus! It's let me read it real quick. It's okay, with regard to the behavior. The thing is that most of the time full moon is related to bad behavior. I know it's weird, but like people say that during the full moon, the behavior of the people tend to change and to be different. Maybe like they start to act different from the way they usually act, right? That's why many people in the psychiatric centers say that the lunatics begin to act even weirder when they like when there is a full moon, like the lunatics start to act even weirder when there's a full moon. I repeated the whole sentence again. And what else? Well, actually, it makes some sense. Why? Because in Spanish there are two words that, well, in English is lunatics and craziness, but in Spanish we say lunáticos and locura. So both words, lunático and locura, both words come from from the Roman god, Dios Romano in Spanish, a Roman god called Luna. That's why like it has it makes some sense, right? And well, that's basically all. That's basically all about the first part of the video. So let's go with the other part, right? I'm missing something. My bad. My apologies. So the other object is the broom. So the broom here in Colombia, there's no something exactly like if you put the broom behind the door, like no unwanted people is going to come in. No, that's I haven't heard that before. But however, I do have heard that if someone is brooming, maybe let's say that I'm brooming the room, and I accidentally brooms the feet of someone, then it is said that that person is not going to get married. Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird. Um, but yeah, I know this. I know this because a long time ago, I think I could be 15 years old. I am currently living in Cartagena, but in that time I was living in Manizales, and I remember that I was with a friend of mine in my room, and he told me to broom the room, to like to do him the favor to broom the room, and I was brooming very I was brooming very carefully, very relaxed, and all of a sudden he told me like, "Hey man, you just broomed my feet, right?" He was like, "Oh my God, now I'm not going to get married. What did you do? What did you do, Ellie?" And I was like, "Bro, what are you saying?" And he explained this superstition to me. It was actually very funny, but that was the situation. So now we are going to go to the other part of the video, in which we are going to talk about um, the the superstitions that are very common in my family. This part of the video is called the real meaning. Okay, the real meaning. So now, sorry, let me put it real quick, I just have some notes in order to remember all the things while speaking, because sometimes I forget some things. So about this section of the video, I gotta be very honest with you, tutor, and all the people that's going to watch this video. I gotta be honest with you. I am a Christian. I am a Christian person. I am a follower of Jesus Christ, and not only me, but a great part of my family. My parents, my sister, my brother, my aunt, some cousins. A lot of people here in my family is Christian, and we actually do not believe in superstitions. And it's kind of weird to like most of my family members do not believe in superstitions, since we are Christians. The things that the Bible doesn't support the idea that something occurs by chance or occurs in a luckily, right? Why? Because that would be idolatry. And we as Christians believe that that God has the control. God is in control of everything that happens on the earth and outside the earth, in the entire universe. So if something doesn't happen, if something happens outside of the sovereignty of God, then God would not be sovereign. So we believe in God's sovereignty, that God is in control of everything. So we do not believe in superstition. However, there are some cases of superstitions that I have also heard from other guys, and that I've heard from another family members that are not very close to me. So I will share it with you. So the first one is the cross on the neck. You know that most of, or at least all of them, right? Like most of the Catholic members wear a necklace around their neck, right? Which is like a little cross. It represents the cross of Jesus Christ. At least I have an uncle. I have an uncle that says that he never leaves a place, or he never leaves his house when if he doesn't have his necklace. Why? Because he feels that like that cross is going to protect him. I mean, for me that's weird, and for me that would be superstition, and for me I'm not sure, because it's actually their beliefs. So also the paints of Mary, the pictures, like the paints of Mary and some saints. This is also related to the Catholic Church, that people think that when if they have a lot of paintings, hanging on the walls, like on the walls, they have a lot of paintings hanging on the walls, then they are going to be protected, and like yeah, basically that, like they are going to be and feel protected because there are like religious things that represent light, that represent goodness, that represent, yeah, like something good, and that's not going to allow the bad things come into the house, right? What else? And well, this one is a very common one that it is also heard here in Colombia, which is that if you walk under how do you say that? If you walk under a stair, then you're going to have like 7 years of bad luck, I guess. Yeah, that's a very common one. That's very famous, that superstition. And the last one would be if you don't let the okay, this one has to do with the lights. These lights that you see right there. So the lights of the house. Like every time you are in your house, and let's say that you're gonna go to sleep already. It's 10 p.m. at night. It's very late, and you're super tired. You're exhausted, and you just want to sleep. But I mean, you can go to sleep, but most of the people say that you have to make sure not to like turn off all the lights. Why? Because even if you have at least just one light on, then like that's going to, since it is light, the thing is that there you can see like the relation that people usually make with light and darkness, right? So if you let at least one light on, then like nothing dark or nothing evil is going to happen in your house or in the environment where you are sleeping. That's why many children do not like to turn off their lights, because they think that bad things or bad creatures or monsters are going to eat them or something like that. But these are all superstitions. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you hear me. Yeah, that was basically all. Thank you once again, and that's it. Bye bye. Thank you for hearing.